Appreciate you for coming.
Indeed.
Good to go. Hello. This is another episode of the Mental Threads podcast. I'm here with my guest, Mr. Tigo B. Thanks for coming.
I appreciate you having me.
No problem. That'll make you episode 174. Yeah.
So you've been rocking.
Yes, for a minute. But this is like this season, this is the third season. So it's just like, every season I try to do something different. First season, 50 episodes. Second season, 100 episodes. This season, 50 live episodes and everything. So I'm just trying to grind through and everything. Soon I'm going to come out with reels and everything, post on TikTok and everything. So it's like trying to kind of build a network of artists as well.
Understood.
So it's just like, but you're like an artist of a whole different magnitude, though. Like I was seeing your social media, like, man, this guy's been at it. And on top of that, you're also a business owner with Romeo's Vegan Burgers.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's crazy because I be going there from time to time. It's like, wait, hold on, who am I talking to? Is someone who owns a vegan burger place? That is so dope. But
are you vegan yourself?
My uncle is vegan and my auntie is predominantly vegan. That's all they eat is vegan food. So I was kind of introduced to a certain degree to that degree. So sometimes if I just need to escape from the fast food and everything, kind of give my body a recharge. It's like, oh snap, vegan food. Thank you, thank Jesus. And everything. So it's like, you're kind of responsible for being the plug out in the south side.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, no problem. So introductions. Yes, Tigo B is an artist. And how long have you been doing music, sir?
Man, it's been some time. I say, let's just say for the past 10 years.
Oh, 10 years. Okay. And I was listening to your project, Frequency and everything. When did that drop?
What was the official day? It's only been a couple weeks, though.
Oh, it's only been a couple weeks?
Yeah.
Really?
It's been a couple weeks.
Since Frequency was out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So then, like, the project beforehand, that would have to be LOV?
Lord of the Vibes.
Oh, okay. And when did that come out?
That dropped September 11th.
Oh, September 11th. This year?
Yeah.
Dang, 2 projects in 1 year?
Yeah.
That is so dope. Okay. I thought this was kind of marinating for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really liked Frequency and everything. I was just listening to the project on the way here. One of the songs that I really, really like, hold on, because I got to go through it again and everything.
It's all
like a
good,
vibe.
Take your time.
Oh, yeah, sure. No problem. Just want to give respect to the artist. Respect to the artist and everything. What's the free one? I know I just had it. Hold up one moment. Okay, there it is. I got a live mixtape. Yeah, Tell Me and everything. I was just listening to that, like, really on the way here and everything. And hold up. Yeah. Okay. Like, the introduction, Frequency, was also a very good way to kind of ease into it. One of the songs I really like is All Right. Tell Me Some, and Seasons was like really, really good too. One thing I like about your music is that it's very, very consistent and everything. Yeah. So you can pick like multiple favorite songs, all have like the same type of vibe, but like different messages for each vibe and everything. So like that's what I really, really enjoy about your music.
Consistent in what manner? How you feel?
I feel like just in the vibes, because it's like I feel like as an artist, from my sense, because like I dropped my first mixtape back in 2021, like Ego Trip, so it's like it kind of has different vibes for each song. Because I want to be able to show versatility and everything. Yeah. For your songs, it's like, it has the same vibe. It just like, it has a whole, like, it's a comfort vibe and a chill type vibe at the same time. In a sense that you can, like, listen to it at night as I was driving, like, at night all the way here. But also at the same time, you can listen, like, in the daytime and in the morning, too. Like, so different times of the day. It didn't feel like I have to, like, fit into a vibe. It just kind of gives, like, a nice, chill, comforting vibe you could be able to alchemate to. That makes sense. Everything. Yeah. So it's like, that's what I really, really appreciate about your music. You pretty much put it on any time type.
For sure.
And everything. So it's like, in regards to Tigo B, who is Tigo B?
Man, that's a layered question.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But in terms of like where you're from and everything, your experiences, what makes you you, your core principles and values?
Growing up in Raleigh, so that's the capital of the state. So really it was a boiling pot. So, I feel like I've been exposed to a lot of cultures because of growing up there. Mm-hmm. I feel like my pops, of course, being from Sierra Leone, both my parents from Sierra Leone. I'm first generation.
Team Africans in America.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like just being exposed to that culture as well, and my pops really listening to all different types of music. So him really exposing me to all the different genres of music that was available, including calypso, including soca, and all those different things. It really, it gave me a much broader view of life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. So you say like your father, in a sense, kind of influenced like your music taste to a certain degree?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's dope.
Absolutely. He influenced everything, because he's really into sci-fi, really into like just all things like animated, creative stuff like that. You know, so he the one put me on Star Wars. He the one put me on X-Men. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah.
And he was straight out of the country in Sierra Leone?
Yeah.
Damn, it was hard to get my pops into any of that stuff. Like only thing my dad even liked cartoon-wise was Samurai Jack, and that was like it. I feel like I put him on, and that was just it.
My pops, he was just that's the type of guy he was. You know.
That's really cool. So it's like he was kind of already open to a lot of American culture before he came here, or what? Did he spend some time here? And then,
I mean, I think he came here when he was 18.
Okay, that's probably what it was. Yeah, my dad was growing as the only guy.
So he went to Central.
Central, like Central, North Carolina Central University?
Yeah.
Word! He's an alumni from there?
Yeah.
Okay, he's my brother then. I'm an alumni from there. I graduated in 2021. Did you go to Central?
No, I went to A&T.
You evil.
Ain't even no need to doing all that.
No, it's fine. It's all good, sir. Like, nah, HBCU pride all around and everything.
Yeah.
I said it's like a certain club where you got to kind of be there to kind of understand what's going on.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, I love talking about HBCUs because like, everybody in the building, everybody had their own thing going. From you had a barber, you had people who did like hair and everything. You had the plug.
I was in there cutting hair.
Yeah. Work. So you were the cutting hair person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, dope. Somebody was doing music. Somebody was doing beats and everything. It felt like a utility. You didn't have to leave the building to get something.
Second floor Curtis come knock on my door.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I stayed in Baines Hall at North Carolina Central University like 3 times and everything. It was basically like the projects in a sense. Like, but at the same time, that's kind of home to me because it's just I met so many people there, and it's like, you know, I just been there like 3 times in 3 different floors. So it's just like, you know, it's like one thing about an HBCU I really, really love is just like the community vibes and everything. You know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That you're always going to see like a group of people that had like the same interests as you, but also meet like other people. But at the same time, it was just like we all were kind of going through the same experience together.
It exposes you to a lot of different cultures, people.
Yes, most definitely. That is so dope. It's like we're just kind of really like, oh wow, first generation African. We got family members like and going to HBCUs and everything. Wow, where is it at? Where is it at? But it's like, but back to you, Mr. Tigo B and everything. So it's just like, you know, we spoke about how like your father kind of influenced you as an individual and everything. So it's like, what were some values that he kind of instilled to you, like as an individual as well?
Man, you know, I think that just being myself. Also, just like his personality type, I feel like I embody it. Like, he really not going to stress about much. He ain't going to let too much get to him. You know, he always going to really keep a level head. You know what I'm saying? And it take a lot because he has a temper, but it take a lot to get that temper out. You know? And it's similar with me. I mean, until you really got to push his buttons, you know. And then, But, you know, I feel like I embody that same thing, so. Just, you know, just model it after him just from just watching really how he moved. You know what I'm saying? More than even what he said, I feel like it's just the way that he moved that really stick with you. And I think just in general, you know, your parents can say a lot, but you're always going to really look at what it is that they do, and that's really what's going to stick with you.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. So you would say, like, his work ethic in a certain way kind of inspired you?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just in general, you know, again, you know, he always, if I needed him, he was always there.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. African parents will pull up. No, seriously.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was just like, so like, what was some things that he did? You know, like, what was his, like, space? Was he, like, working in the hospital, medical field? Like, what was his thesis?
Well, you know, he was an accountant.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that was always his thing, you know, just numbers and what have you. But I never fucked with the numbers, though. You know, that's one thing that, you know, he probably the one who turned me off for it because if I couldn't figure out whatever that math problem was, that's when he get pissed off.
No, don't say it. Now you're bringing up some memories. They made you work in a practice book and everything.
But see, that was the problem, though. You see what I'm saying? Because he was getting pissed off, now it's making it harder for me to do this shit. So then I start hating that shit. See what I'm saying?
I used to love math because it's just like, you know, it got to give me time to like spend time with my father and everything because that was like his strongest thing was math as well. But at the same time, even though like he'll like, it seriously got you frustrated and everything because he would be like mad when you're trying to get an answer right, you get it wrong, and you're kind of under pressure like, damn, I'm about to get this answer right.
It'd be the pressure.
But I feel like, you know, it kind of helps you like become mentally strong because like mathematics is like, you know, so like in terms of like your finances and just in general, like I'd rather math be my strongest suit than anything else. Like, yeah, you can just learn to read as you get older and everything and then just get, you know, better at reading. But math is just something you got it or you don't type stuff.
But the thing was, in some ways it kind of crippled me because I hated it. So then I strayed away from it. So I never really tried at it. And it wasn't until I was at A&T that I was like, you know what? Let me actually apply myself in it. And then I think I had for the year like a 97 or something like that.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But really because it was like, I already knew it was the formulas. I already knew all that. But because he had put that emotional disdain of it in me, and I just wasn't trying to fuck with it.
Yeah, I used to not mess with the emotional disdain too, but noticing that I wasn't really too strong in any other subjects and everything, and how math was like my strongest thing, I was always proud that it's just like although he sat with me, like my father said with me to like get stronger at this and everything, I kind of see like the results of it, like when I actually took a math test and everything, and I was like, okay, these are where my A's and B's was coming from, as a kid and everything. So it's just like, and that kind of stuck with me as I got through the years and everything. Like I could be asked at whatever other class, though, but it's like a math class. If I ain't good at math class, that's the problem. Something's going on and everything. So I really appreciate him for like what his influence was on to that end, because I was never like kind of weak in that department. Growing up, but when I took accounting class, bro, in college, I couldn't do it. I had to like cut that class like one time earlier because like, hey man, I ain't gonna finish strong with it. I got to try this again type stuff. So I feel you on that and everything. So it's like, I know we spoke about like just how long you're doing music. What inspired you to do music?
I mean, really, it was just one day I was with some friends of mine. They had a studio, makeshift studio. They're like, yo, let's just try it out. I tried it out. I was good at it. And before that, I always kind of did music in my head. I just never expressed it. You know what I'm trying to say? So this let me realize, like, oh, this is actually something that you can do. And then I just really started to love it. I just kind of grew from there and grew from there and grew from there. Yeah.
And what were some artists that influenced you, like personally? Like, what was some artists that you used to listen to growing up?
Shit, man, everybody. I mean, it's real, from Michael Jackson to R. Kelly to Green Day to the Cranberries to, I mean, I literally listen to everybody. Bob Marley, you know what I'm saying? Like, just everybody. I just listen. I just like music all the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. But is there anybody that you probably listen to like the most, like, hip hop wise or anything? Like, we're like a T.I. person?
I mean, you asking, on some growing up, I mean, I listen to T.I. I mean, I listen to Jeezy, I listen to Snoop, I listen to Pop, I listen to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Despite the era or the time, you just listen to music, whatever it drew to you type.
For sure. But if I had to pick an artist that I would say just probably impacted me the most in the hip hop space, probably Lil Wayne.
I had a feeling because the red jacket, and then the hat and the dreads. And everything.
That's crazy.
Everybody that got dreads fuck with Wayne, bro. I don't know what it is. It's either Wayne or Chief Keef.
But I can honestly say that Wayne inspired me to get the locks.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
And it's just like, really, I feel like I was at my most creative, like writing wise, like when like Wayne was on, for sure, because it's like he would say like some stuff and everything that you like wouldn't even like, you had to like think about it twice. He had like a play on words type thing, like G's moving, like G's moving silence like lasagna. that's a famous one and everything. Or just like an example would be like, you're more confused than a boy ladybug. He would say like some shit like that. It's like, wait, what did he just say? And it's just like, that's why it's like I hate when people don't want to put him in like in the GOAT conversation. Like for a lot, people kind of diss Wayne, be like, oh yeah, if Tupac was alive, you would be working at McDonald's, blah blah blah. Just like, come on now.
I mean, the GOAT conversation just depends on what you're looking at. A lot of times people thinking about it just purely from a lyricism standpoint. But I mean, if I'm being real honest, the best lyricists are nowhere near anybody. Don't really know them. You feel what I'm saying? Like the best lyricists are probably some underground cats that live someplace that most people are not aware of. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Or maybe thrive in a whole different part of hip hop that ain't even like boom bop and everything. I feel like boom bop is like, more something that's more dominated in the 90s, for New York and type stuff, and then on top of like G-Funk for like, West Coast, like California, LA in the 90s and everything. It's just it's just the trends kind of go up and down. Like, people are more into like trap, or actually I think drill music is like more like what everyone's into because everybody's doing it. This time. And it's just, I think it's kind of point to like, country music being like more dominant music, which is crazy. But it's just like, that's just the thing, like trends kind of shift up and down type stuff. And it's just like, so it's like in regards to the GOAT conversation, I feel like it's just like how it is in basketball and everything. Like there's always going to be a different era, for different reasons. Like Steph Curry has the most 3-pointers like ever and everything. So just off that, you could say he's the GOAT. But then like LeBron's been dominating for such a long time that he's playing with his literal son on the same team and still putting about the same results. Or you could probably say, okay, Kobe might be the GOAT. Or Allen Iverson might be the GOAT. You know, it's just like, how many rings did Alvin Iverson have?
How many rings did Iverson have? None.
Exactly, but people are still, but he still like revolutionized the game to inspire a whole different group of people to be in. So it's just
and that's the key. Like, it's about influence at the end of the day.
There's so many different venues you could look at, influence, numbers, and just stuff like that. You know, it's just always like, I just feel like it should be like an individual thing. You know, whatever you think inspires you, that's how it should be.
That's how I feel,
and that's just how it is. But it's like, in regards to like music and everything. So you've been making music like before Frequency and like the other project LOV as well?
Yeah, man. I've been making music for some time.
Oh, okay. And is it all like on SoundCloud, or is it just like
everywhere music is available?
Oh, okay, okay.
I ain't playing.
Because these are two main projects I know was like on your page and everything. So I'm just it's like a huge catalog.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the catalog is pretty big.
Oh, that's so dope. And everything in regards to like, your relationship with like your fan base, and you got fans like outside the country or in the States, like
Agreed. Yeah.
And all over the place type stuff.
Yeah.
And like how would you describe your relationship with your fan base currently?
I would say that it's expanding. Mm-hmm. I'm a very versatile artist. Mm-hmm. So, I feel like I've gone through different waves with my fans. Oh. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, there's some that have jumped off the boat because it was different, and it's some that stayed on.
So like they're kind of with the hype at first, and then they bounce off for a little bit, and then some that just been down since day one type.
There you go.
Okay, that's dope. So the great thing about that is at least you're understanding the difference and everything. Yeah. And everything, especially although you're like been in this music thing for like some years and everything. I feel like that's a very like wonderful thing that's like now that you kind of like can be able to shift through and kind of see who's who. And everything. Do you have like any like individual relationships like your fan, like people that you knew, that people that that you've met over the years that you've built a connection off your music, like people that just kind of check in, like, hey, yo, Tigo B, when's this thing dropping and stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, that's dope. Are they all from like Charlotte, North Carolina, or is it just like some people from other states type?
Yeah, I mean, there's fans from all over, from New York, from Los Angeles, from Atlanta, stuff like that. But Carolina was where I really got it popping at, so I got a strong fan base there. Oh,
okay, that's cool. And it's like, do you often go on tours?
Not often, you know what I'm saying?
Not
Last
often.
tour I was on was the what was it called? Better What Than Drugs? Better Than Drugs tour. That's what it was, with B.O.B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how would you describe the experience like going on tour,
I mean, it's dope, you know what I'm saying? You're going to different cities constantly. You playing in front of a different crowd, so especially if they're not familiar with your music, so you got to win them over and let you know if your performance is good and if your music is good. You see what I'm saying? So tour is always a vibe.
That's cool. And would you say like when you go to different cities, you kind of feel a different vibe from the crowd for each city?
I say that. Yeah.
And how would you describe the vibe per city?
I mean, again, it's really as simple as different. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on where you at. Every crowd is different. Every city is different.
It's like one crowd would be kind of more hype, and then one crowd would be like more like just kind of not like, oh wow, this is really
absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But it also just depends on like what type of crowd you playing in front of. You know what I'm saying? Like just to keep it a stack. You playing in front of black people, tougher crowd.
Oh, okay.
In general,
I feel that.
You playing in front of white people, they already lit.
Everything. Okay, dope. New
you know
artists.
Yeah. So they kind of just a little bit more accepting, but overall, though, it just depends on where you at.
Okay. That's type of a contrast. But it's like as soon as he says like, okay, like now I feel you're coming from type stuff. So it's kind of hard to win them over and everything. Yeah, that stuff. But it's like I feel that.
But both serve a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can win over some black people, then you really got something. If they really reacting to what you're doing, you see what I'm saying? Because they might like what you're doing. But they might just be sitting there bobbing their head. You feel what I'm saying?
And what were some experiences that you experienced like on tour that you never experienced anywhere else? Like
that I never experienced anywhere else. I mean, those are some of the largest crowds. I think that's probably to put it that way.
Oh, that's cool. And it's just for your set, or was it like a mixture of sets, like, and you're just kind of passing through type?
I mean, again, it was a tour, so it was a couple of us that were playing. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is so dope. And then in regards to networking too, do you ever tap in with any radio stations in those cities?
Absolutely. Every city we touch in, we always tapping in with the radio.
Yeah, radio's so strange to me because it's like for the past, I want to feel it's been a while and everything. Like I don't really listen to the radio unless I have to, unless I left my aux cord or something like that. Type stuff. So it's like, how does like radio like translate like now? Is it just like online radio type, or is it just like?
I think that radio in general is a certain group of people that still listen to it. I would say older generation, but it's kind of like what you just said. Like everybody listens to it in passing. Usually, left the aux cord or. It might be a situation where you just don't know what you want to listen to that day, so you just turn on the radio, I think that's how most people relate to radio today.
And do you happen to like try to like reach out by putting your song like on playlists and stuff like that?
Absolutely. That's the name of the game, whether it's radio playlists or whether it's Spotify and Apple Music playlists. It's all about, getting the ears, getting in front of a new crowd and, trying to win the fans over. And
the process is, do you like reach out to those radio stations, or it's just like, do they reach out to you, or do you have to like reach out to the individual?
I think it's both. If the buzz is crazy enough, and you have a team in place or social media in place, then people will reach out to you. In the same regard, if you have people working your move, then they're going to know the right people to reach out to and press play for. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Building a team is very, very crucial. But in your experience of building a team, like, so you get like somebody like for social media, somebody set up interviews, and someone like how would you describe, how deep is your team in a sense?
The team is depends on how you describe deep. I say it's deep, although it's really just 4 of us mainly.
Okay.
But everybody pull their weight. You see what I'm saying? So. And everybody wears many hats. Nobody's just doing one thing in particular.
Yeah, that's
although everybody does something better than another thing, many hats are being worn.
That's dope and everything. At the same time, being like versatile, keeping so many different versatile people around you, I feel like then you don't have to like reach out and get like a whole nother person to do just one thing and type. So
Agreed.
It's just all people in your team. It's just 4 people or whatnot.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing is just in this day and age in general, everybody has to wear many hats.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Everybody.
I'll get you a lot further.
It don't matter what you're really doing. You got to wear more hats than you used to.
I truly believe that. That you can't just do just one thing. Like, for instance, like I'm an artist, but also I do podcasts and also I do the graphic design on top of that. So it's like you put me on a team and everything. It's just like I'm already got those kind of set in stone and everything.
Yeah.
It's like you won't have to go out of your way to get somebody else to set up your album cover or whatever because I already got you.
Yeah.
All right, you ain't got to go too far to get an interview done because I can interview you, or I know somebody else I can interview you as well. Like I know one guy of the G Rich show and everything.
Yeah,
I don't know if have you been on the G Rich show?
Yeah, I've been over.
Oh yeah. I think he did. I haven't listened to a lot of his episodes and everything, but I'm trying to get him on this show as well.
Yeah,
and everything. And then there's also the Mouth and Out podcast, Adrian, which I've had on this show as well.
Yeah. I've been on his joint as well.
Yep, Holy Trinity. This is the third one. I'm trying to see if we can set up some type of relationship. We could just be able to just share artists over time type stuff and everything.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's just like we could just kind of build that network and everything.
Yeah.
It's just like I feel like artists like you are very important because it's like you actually have the experience and like you already got like a formula kind of set up and everything in terms of like where you can actually like be more where you have to where you already at a point where you already got some type of machine set up for you, in terms of like setting up tours, getting on like getting on the radio playlist, and then also building a team on top of that and everything. Sure. Like your manager reached out to me to get this set up and everything. And I see your social media. It's like, oh my goodness, wait, Tigo B, hold up, I've seen this guy around and everything. So it's like I thought that was really, really cool because it's just like I met so many artists where I had to reach out to them like as individuals and everything.
For sure.
Like, you had a whole manager reach out to me. So it's just like on the flip side, it's like, okay, now I'm getting serious with this whole podcasting thing because now I'm having executives reach out to me on behalf of artists.
Yeah.
Type stuff. So it's just like, just on top of that, so you're kind of setting an example to that degree and everything. So it's like, I know you say that you're Sierra Leonean and everything.
Yeah.
And like, how would you describe, Sierra Leone and how that influenced you and your identity and you as an individual?
I say just growing up, my whole family's from Sierra Leone. Mm-hmm. So whether it be the language, we speak Creole. Some people in Liberia speak Creole as well.
Yeah, but we call it Calicua and everything. Yeah, when it's like a mixture of English and everything with our native language on top of it.
Yeah, for sure. You
like
know how to speak it?
Not like the way how it just sounds like more comedic as a way of like I'm describing how someone else would talk as opposed to like me speaking Calicua and everything like that.
So you're not fluent.
Yeah, not too fluent in Kaluga. I'm still trying to learn my own language. I actually got tapped in with a guy that was friends with my grandfather. His name was Dr. Nyan Taylor, and he sent me 2 books of my language and everything so I could be able to learn and stuff like that. Like I just realized, like, people, like, in my tribe, we have cities named after days in the week in our language and everything. Like, you got Senequili, it'll be like a Saturday and things like that. And, like, my father was from Bwang. And so, like, it's just stuff like that. They have, like, different names for different days of the week and stuff like that. It's like, you know, it was like something on my bucket list I want to knock off for a while. Gladly, my uncle linked us together type stuff.
Yeah,
so it's like,
what's up.
So in a sense, like, did you ever get to learn your language?
Yeah, I mean, really, that's the main language that we speak. It's different tribes, you know. They have Mende language, you know. Then they have, dang, it's escaping me right now. It's gonna come back to me real quick. Damn.
Yeah, we have
it's
a lot of languages.
People
don't
different languages across Sierra Leone.
Yeah, people sleep on, like, how many languages, because it's like, it's to that tribe. So it's like, you know, like, I'm Mono, so it's like we speak Ma and everything.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, but we would say we're speaking Mono, but that's not what you can't just speak your own tribe and everything. But it's just
what connects all the tribes is the language Creole.
Yes. You know? Oh, really? So that's what it's called, Creole and everything?
Krio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's just like, on top of that, it's just like, you know, like, in Liberia, there's like 16 tribes, plus the Congo people, like the U.S. slaves are actually brought to Liberia and everything. And I know in Sierra Leone, there's a town called Freetown, correct, where they sent a lot of the slaves to, like, Freetown as well.
Yeah.
Where did those slaves come from? Did they come from America, or they just?
So Freetown has descendants of American slaves that were sent to Nova Scotia. Then it has descendants of free Jamaican slaves that were sent to Nova Scotia. Then they came to Freetown. Then a lot of Nigerians came to Freetown as well. So, like, for instance, my middle name is Omotunde, and it's that because I have Nigerian descent. I have Yoruba descent because of that.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. It's just like, my middle name is Dolake. My full name is T. Dolake Safely.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, Dolake in my native language means one can make it alone, or togetherness is key to success and progress. So in a sense, I feel like it kind of like self-reflects, like, just my journey and everything of that nature, because, like, I always shoot to, like, you know, work with others, or try to build something with other people, or try to set up a system that would benefit others.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just like my dream and everything, is like to one day just own a whole lot of businesses so I can employ a lot of people from Liberia, give them an area where they can, when they come into the States, they already got a job set up for them and everything. You know, just how the Koreans, the Vietnamese do and everything. But on top of that, already building opportunities for people in my community as well. Yeah. So that they can be able to, like, you know, build life for themselves as well. Because I know it can be hard to kind of like build life for yourself in America. So it's like, I just want to be able to just kind of be that door.
Yeah, you want to be the bridge.
Yeah, that bridge, so people can be able to just live comfortably, so their children can be able to get a education just the way, like, how our parents came to the States to kind of give us that education so we could be able to be well off ourselves. Yeah. Indeed. So it's just like, that's just kind of what motivates me deep down in life and everything. So it's like, that's really wonderful and everything, that you still identify with yourself, especially for Sierra Leone. Although for my end, I still got to learn my language. Type stuff. Yeah, it's really, really a beautiful existence. So did you ever get to visit Sierra Leone?
Nah, man, I was supposed to. You know, the Civil War that was going on.
Oh yeah, how long did your Civil War go on for?
I mean, it was between both countries. I mean, because it was the Liberian Civil War that created the Sierra Leonean Civil War, essentially. Because it was all the diamonds. You see what I'm saying? And it was a coup over the government. So that went on for about 15 years. And then after that, you know, now I could have went back, but the truth is, I don't want no yellow fever vaccine. I don't I don't want to get injected with anything. So what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to go through Ghana and then fly in that way.
Oh, that's how you're going to do it. Okay. I mean, it's just like, the Civil War's a bitch. I'll admit, bro. Because it's like, what y'all fighting for? And everything. Y'all ain't even the enemies here, like, for real. And it's just like, you know, Liberia is one of the main mass producers of rubber and everything. And I don't even think Firestone even gives us the right money back and everything, because you see Firestone tires everywhere. You would have thought, like, if that was the case for what we have, what we produce, you would think our country would be just full of riches type stuff. Yeah, it's just the same story throughout other countries. We just don't get compensated the way we should.
I mean, just because they've taken loans and then now they're in debt, and now it's the interest that's on those loans, and then they leverage it with natural resources. And then so all the natural resources are owned by, other places. Liberia would be America as an example. Because, Liberia is essentially an American colony.
Yeah, essentially.
That's why the flag looked like an American flag.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely. Yeah, I know the history, everything, but it's just I don't know. I just feel like we just don't get the correct help that we're supposed to. Like I feel like America's kind of like that with Puerto Rico, although they actually have Puerto Rico. You're still an American citizen when you're born in Puerto Rico. But I feel like we need to kind of build our ties a little bit stronger between America and Liberia, especially if they just want to get that kind of that door into Africa as well.
But I mean, they don't really need a door into Africa, because they already had that because of what happened in the past. But if you're looking at Puerto Rico as an example, it's a tourist attraction. Yeah, people are traveling there, so there's an investment to make it a more fruitful relationship. Yeah, versus people aren't traveling to Liberia. You see what I'm saying? Like as a retreat, as a getaway, like. People aren't going like Aruba or like
Zanzibar.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a different type situation. So until that type of thing happens in Africa, like what's going on in Ghana, because a lot of people are traveling to Ghana now.
Yeah, Ghana getting it right.
Exactly. It's a whole different situation. So until that happens, I don't really see America or anybody else trying to invest in it, because really they why invest in something that's making you all the money? You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah. The poverty in Africa makes the countries that have colonized it richer.
Yeah, man.
So what Africa has to do is become independent.
Yeah, man. It's so sad, because it's like, I see like videos of what Liberia looked like in the 1970s. We were very prosperous and everything, and just know that it was a civilization that was founded by American slaves and everything. I thought cornbread, we have a cornbread in like Liberia as well, and everything. It's like, I thought cornbread was like an African type dish and everything, but the whole time it originated from America.
It's colonization.
Like they got cornbread out here too. Like, oh my goodness. So it's just like, and also on top of that, with a lot of U.S. slaves, they kind of brought, infrastructure ideas from like, the South and everything. So a lot of the houses, all-time houses from like the historical houses from Liberia are all like, they kind of look like, Southern American houses and everything. I thought that was pretty dope too.
It's a Civil War that wrecked it though.
It really did. Both of them. They both did a number on us for real. But I think at this stage of life, it's like, I feel like it's a very wonderful thing, because like we know what needs to be done and everything in terms of just banding together. And I just kind of see a lot of us first generation Africans that are born in America, we're like worker bees in a sense. We're just kind of building a legacy here and kind of building, in a sense, like money and power and wealth here to kind of help the country out as a whole. That's why it's like, it's very, very important for like a lot of first generation Africans or whatever generation, like you African, man, at the same time to just be focused and just keep in mind that at the end game, it's really just to uplift our community and our people, whether if it's in the Americas or back home in Africa as well. Agreed. Everything. And it's just like, any sense of just the sentiment between us, it's not going to take us far. We always have to move as organized as possible.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I feel like that's really, really dope that you actually have your own business, like Romeo Vegan Burgers. It's very commercialized too, very well put together. What led you to that point of just like, making your own vegan business? Better yet, let's take it back. What made you want to go a direction of vegan in the first place?
I was just about living a healthier lifestyle. Spirituality kind of brought me right into that. Make a very long story short, when you know better, you do better type thing. What happened with opening Romeo's is creating it. Me and my partner here, he actually had an idea when we was coming back. Just one time we were in L.A. doing music, and he's like, man, we need to open up one of these vegan spots at some point. And I was like, yeah, that'd be a good idea. The pandemic happened. We had just signed a deal, couldn't tour, couldn't do anything because of the pandemic. So bro was like, man, now's the time to really go ahead and kick it off. So we drove around the city, came up with the idea, got in the kitchen, made all the food and what have you, opened up a food truck. It was lines out the gate. And then a year later, we opened up our first restaurant, which is the first vegan drive-thru in the U.S.
That is in the U.S.?
Yeah.
So there's no other place that has a drive-thru vegan?
There are now, but it wasn't then.
That is so cool. Yeah. But that's Hall of Fame type shit. You realize, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like something that just started coming up because vegan restaurants started like kind of popping up and everything. And I thought it was just like that wave and stuff. And they just kind of differently. If anything, I would have thought California did it first, something like that.
No, they didn't have none.
That is so crazy, and it's in Charlotte.
Yeah,
that is so dope. Oh my god, that's like I like how you're just saying you're not even like on some braggadocious shit about it. It's like that's more of a flex than you realize, though.
Yeah.
Because especially like it's just like especially with the black community and everything, we need to really learn to kind of improve our diet and everything. Regardless of just like switching to vegan and everything. I feel like a lot of these fast food places, it's not good for us as a whole. Especially like for me, like I be going through just to pass through, but it's just like it's good that I can pass through like a Romeo's Vegan spot and everything, and really get the right nutrients within my body. Whether it's like a vegan burger, and your vegan cookies are good too, and everything. Y'all shakes be dope as well, and everything. So it's just like that's a flex. You gotta I don't know, like you gotta make that plaque sometimes. It's like first vegan, but it's okay. I see the humility there. But back into like music and everything, and process of making music. So like, how would you describe your process when you're going through your creative emotions?
I let the beat guide it a lot of the time. If I hear production that speaks to my emotional state at the time, then I jump in. Every time I might hear a dope beat, but that might not be the day for it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's really all fueled off of excitement.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
So if I'm not excited about it, it's just kind of like that with me in life anyway. If I'm not actually excited about something, then I'm walking through quicksand, really. See what I'm saying? But the moment that I'm in tune with what I'm doing and I'm excited about what I'm doing, then I'm gonna execute it, in a different manner. I'm gonna do it on a higher level.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, that's why the music that come out, I only really do songs that I really like. I don't really like to do like throwaway music. So I have to be really excited about the song to even record the song.
Yeah, like 100%. I noticed that through listening to a lot of your songs. You have like the same energy throughout each song. Like I noticed, like when I be doing songs and everything, I be noticing on one song I'm a little bit tired, and then one song is like that I'm more energized on a whole different song. So it's just kind of more like a roller coaster type, which kind of falls in line like with the concept of the album. Because like my first mixtape is like Ego Trip, which is mostly just focusing on just the extremities of like depression and anxiety. So it's like you can't go up and down and everything. One day you may feel like shit, and then another day you might just feel like, man, maybe I'll be better off gone type shit. So it's just like, that project was important to me like when I put it out and everything, because it was just like I feel like it kind of fell in sync with a lot of what I wanted in terms of like what I want people to get out of the messages from like the whole album and everything. So it's just like, although it's like the first threshold and I'm still in the process of getting back into making music, so I feel like, it was like that first stamp type.
That's what's up.
And everything. So like when the process like writing music and everything, what I do is like I like to put the title first and everything. I just focus on the title and what that means, and then that be my main focus throughout like the song making process. But you say that yours is kind of simple. I mean, kind of like similar to that.
Yeah, I don't think about the title.
You don't think about the title. You just kind of go off the shred
of how it feels. And it's all about the melody to me first.
Oh. Okay.
And after melody, I'll start figuring out what the song should be about based off of how that feels.
Oh, okay.
If the melody is not gonna be talking about murder. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the melody gonna lead what I'm saying. You feel what I mean?
No, I feel what you mean. So you kind of start like with the hook and everything.
Because that's where everybody gonna connect to anyway, is the emotion of it. Yeah. Then as long as the words follow the emotion, then you already got them.
Okay, that's dope. So in regards to like your music career, because that's 10 years in the game right now, what are some ups and some downs?
In what manner though? Just overall, ups. Had songs national on the radio, been traveling, making money off of music, living good. You see what I'm saying? Downs, not getting the shows like that, the pandemic, being harder to reach a audience because social media, has really taken over. So it's really more content-based game, and it comes with the territory.
Oh, yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, although it's kind of short is going into that, but it's like, yeah, I feel that. But in terms of like, balancing Romeo's Vegan Burgers and music, would you say it was difficult for you?
It's still difficult at times. You see what I'm saying? It's because everything really need 100% of your time. You want to do even Romeo's as it is. In order to do it effectively, you got to really give yourself to it. You want to do anything effectively, especially today with how much energy you got to put into brand building.
Yeah.
You got to really give all of yourself to it.
Yeah, and then you can't be out of the people's eye either. Like, you know, it's just like, even like I instantly recognize Romeo's logo with the carrot and everything, and the buns and stuff like that, which is a really dope logo choice too.
But you know, you see McDonald's still does advertisement.
Yep, always they live off advertising. It's just like,
it means new people born every day.
Yeah,
and it's people who forget because you're in competition constantly.
Yeah, no, seriously, and it's like McDonald's. There's always a McDonald's every other corner. 1 and 2, it's like they're connected to stuff that don't even make sense. Like, what does McDonald's got to do with the Olympics and everything? They don't even mix. Like, I just realized, like, bro, why? What do they got to do with the Olympics?
They tapped in, and you know, because it really brings in the people of both lower class and middle class who tend to be at McDonald's more so than upper class, and it allows them to tie in really with that feeling, because the Olympics, that's a national situation.
Yeah.
So now it makes them feel like they're more a part of that situation by going to McDonald's, because McDonald's is a part of that situation.
Yeah, it's more global.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's all about, again, it's an emotional thing.
Yeah, and like everybody view of McDonald's is different. Like, you know, some in different countries, I know, like if you watch the movie Pulp Fiction, and how they're talking about like how like McDonald's is perceived as like the Big Mac or whatever, and everything. Like, they got different options in a place like Japan. I think they got like some type of like jelly donut or something. Japan and stuff like that added to the menu as well. So it's just like, you know, and like everybody experience with KFC could be different. Like, you know, KFC in America could be like, okay, it's just a KFC, but then you go to Jamaica, it's like
KFC in China was trash.
Oh, word? You actually tried KFC in China?
Yeah.
Damn, that's wow.
But it makes sense. I mean, even their ketchup was trash to me. No disrespect to China. I'm just saying, like, honestly, you know, that's just not what they do. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's the other thing. Like,
they eat healthier and everything.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like, because the ketchup there was like, it tastes like tomato jelly.
Oh, yeah, I've had ketchup like that before. I was like, but it is a fruit, though. You know, I didn't realize tomatoes are fruits.
It is, but again, it tasted like tomato jelly. The consistency wasn't like ketchup. You know, it just wasn't it.
I really want to try KFC in Jamaica, because that's all they talk about is like how long the lines be at the KFCs in Jamaica.
Yeah.
And everything. Because I think they add more spices to it and everything. So it's like it's different from like the ones in America.
For sure.
So just off that. But in regards to like other business ventures and everything, I was told by your manager about something called a Fever Tree Ginger Beer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not even necessarily a business venture. That's just something that I love.
Oh, something that you love? Okay.
Yeah, I just like ginger beer, bro.
Oh, word. Do you like the Jamaican one? Like the one with the cat on it?
I don't even know which one that is.
It's like I compare foods and everything. It's like there'll be like I know I got one at home and everything. They got these ginger beers and everything, like from Jamaica.
The one from Jamaica I know is Reed's. That's the only Reed's. That's the only one I'm familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Fever Tree, the one that I tap in with, is the best ginger beer on the market. Oh, Fever Tree, let's lock in. Let's do something.
Let me see if I can find this ginger beer with the cat on it. Yeah, okay, yeah, I found it. Yeah, that was the first one. Like, you see, like this one, the one with the cat on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's what I mean.
I've definitely seen that one. DG, yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, DG. Okay, yeah. I've been drinking since I was a kid.
Yeah, so I'm about to say I've been drinking that since I was. But that ain't the only thing they make though. They have the cream soda. They got
the cola.
DG got a lot of sodas.
Yeah, it's really, really dope, man. Yeah, I've always been drinking that. I got some at home actually now.
The Africans, the Caribbeans been drinking that forever.
Yeah, but Africans and Caribbeans are pretty close though in terms of just like their music and the food type and everything. Because it's just like I've been listening to a whole lot of reggae and dancehall and everything since I was a jit. So it's just like
Caribbeans are just Africans that are no longer in Africa. So I mean, naturally they're gonna be a close thing.
Yeah, no, seriously, they just never really lost that connection in a sense.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. And I read something about a Hyphen Footwear partnership. You had a partnership going on?
Yeah, for sure. With Hyphen Footwear, man. Hyphen stands for connecting the haves and the have-nots. You dig what I'm saying?
That is cool.
Yeah. So it's just a brand that makes you feel good, whether you up there or you still trying to climb up. You see what I'm saying? Affordable prices, fly shoes, fly attire. Tap in, Hyphen. This one the hats right here. You see what I'm saying? Hold on, let me switch this around.
Switch it around on my Ash Ketchum type. Okay, I see it.
You see the hyphen?
Okay, I see the hyphen.
Yeah.
I recognize the hyphen.
Yeah, for sure. Connecting the haves and the have not. Sometimes people think it's a power symbol though, like the power block for like the iPhone charger.
Yeah, that's what I immediately thought. That
was a hard thing too though. When I heard that, I was like, look, we got the power. Don't trip.
Okay, was that the inspiration, or was like?
It was just putting a block around the hyphen because it's just the hyphen in the middle.
Oh, okay, okay. And like, what's the message between like a symbol like that? Like, what are you trying
Again,
to?
it was just connecting the haves and the have-nots.
The haves and the haves not. Okay, okay. I see.
For
That's so
sure.
dope. That is so dope. And it's like this isn't like this is pretty much like a partnership, or is it something that you actually like set up like this?
Yeah, no,
clothing
this
line
is a partnership, between myself and the brand.
and the brand. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. And did they reach out to you?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, and how would you describe the experience with that? Because I ain't had no partnerships or nothing, so it's just like
Yeah, it
you
was
had to
cool.
sign a
You know what
contract.
I mean? Yeah, for sure. They saw that I was doing good with the music. They felt like I could add to the brand by putting the clothes on. They doing their thing, so it just made sense to connect.
That is so cool. And do they like compensate you? You ain't got to go into details like how much you get paid. Cause I don't want to get too deep in your business and everything, but I just want to be able to understand the process. And
Yeah,
everything like that.
a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And all you got to do is just put it on and just walk around
Put
with
it on and talk good. For sure.
That is so cool. That is so cool. And it's not just hats. They got shoes and like jackets and stuff
Everything,
like that.
man. -footwear.com.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, check it out.
I'm gonna really have to check that out. Okay.
For sure.
All right. And like when it comes to being a musically versatile artist, what are some gifts and curses in regards to that?
People all love consistency at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People want to be able to know what it is that they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, as a versatile person, my mind can be way beyond something because it's already lived inside of me, but other people may not have been able to live with that style yet. You see what I'm saying? So I might be on to the next thing when people still craving the last thing.
That is true.
So I think that'd be probably the curse.
Yeah, but in regards to the gift, I'll even tell you, like, even from like what I've seen and stuff like that, I feel like people who are versatile have more of like a life presence, like in terms of like a longer lifespan in this music game than a lot of
Absolutely.
people
That's
who just
always the
follow
gift.
trends and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, for sure.
Like when Tyler the Creator was first starting and everything, people kept talking about how weird he was and everything, and now it's like he's winning Grammy after Grammy now because he actually thinks outside the box. It actually lets his inspirations live on through his music and his self-expression.
Exactly.
The thing is, like, even like, cause I've been an artist and doing music for like a while too, although I'm still kind of basically like a beginner because I still have like a whole lot of projects I need to keep pushing out. It's like literally the people who stand out are like the people who set the standard. You know what I mean? That's one thing I've noticed. Like Tyler the Creator, even like Lil Nas X and everything. Like literally, we ain't never heard nothing about no country rap star. The first thing we got was like Bubba Sparks, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bubba Sparks.
no Bubba Sparks, no, for real. But then it's just like then this song like literally went diamond. One song went diamond. It was like one beat.
I mean, a hit record could change your life.
Could change your life entirely, and that's why. And all because he thought out of the box, and nobody else was doing that.
For sure.
And although we live in a time where everyone's trying to like do the same thing, I feel like that's one of the biggest advantages.
Indeed.
Because nobody wants to be stuck with the same thing all the time. So a lot of people do. A lot of people don't in terms of like investment over time. They want to see an artist grow and change. Lil Wayne isn't the same Hot Boys Lil Wayne like from the beginning.
Yeah.
He became doing rock and all types of stuff and everything from the Carter to I'm Not a Human Being. And what was that rock album he did? Is it the same thing as I'm Not a Human Being, or was it something else?
I think it was called something else. The rock album.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because it was people weren't feeling that and everything. But I'm just like, at least he gives his art new like life every time to like look back on.
I mean, I wasn't feeling it neither, but I wasn't mad at it though.
I wasn't mad at it either and everything.
He tried his hand. Wanted to see how it was received. I just don't think that was the lane for him.
You remember when Snoop Dogg became Snoop Lion for a while?
A brief moment when he was trying to do reggae. I mean, I think that was more marketing though.
I think it was pretty cool though because
when
like
he switched over and did like that sexual seduction. What was it actually called though? Because that was the edited version.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? It was called something. Anyway, though, it was hard. That was one of Snoop's hardest songs to me. You know what I'm saying?
And now he's coming out with this new project called Missionary and everything. He's still doing new things at his age, even though he had to kind of go back to like the roots of like Doggy Style with Dr. Dre.
I think Snoop just a product of his environment in terms of like thugging was something that he was doing, but you could tell Snoop's soul. He was really a singer. You could tell like music was moved through him different because he always was vibing the old school stuff. You see what I'm saying? So even that sexual seduction. I feel like that's something that he would have wanted to do when he was younger. He just didn't allow himself to do it. You see what I'm saying?
And then he kind of carried on like with the G-Funk era, and you kind of see like with like Doggy Style and like songs like under Warren G and everything. Like they really do dominate that. I don't say dominate, but they really innovated that G-Funk, sound to the point that really carried L.A. So you could really like bring up something new and it could dominate a whole town. Absolutely. And everything. So it's just like, that really kind of brings me to this next subject. It's just like, what do you think are some barriers for Charlotte as a city in terms of like really, because like we're a southern metropolitan just like Atlanta or just like Miami, but it just feels like there's like a filter that kind of keeps us from like hitting that threshold. What keeps us like as a community of Charlotte artists from like reaching that threshold or whatnot?
I mean, it's always just gonna come down to identity. I think, you can't create identity without togetherness. So there it is.
No, seriously, yeah, that identity for sure. And
but I think Carolina's always played with that to some degree because Carolina, the whole state, is a melting pot.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? People come from all over.
Chicago,
it's not like
New
South
York,
Carolina,
Florida, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's not like Virginia even. North Carolina, I think, is just a unique place on the East Coast and just in the southern part of America where people are constantly coming here because, the racism isn't as bad. It's probably one of the least racist places in the South. You see what I'm saying? It's definitely more least racist than South Carolina and Virginia and Tennessee. You see what I'm saying?
True.
Financial opportunities are here. It has all 4 seasons. It's just the nature of North Carolina in general is always just going to have a whole bunch of people that's been busting in, shipping in, flying in, moving out here. So I think that just influences the weird identity crisis that Carolina has as a whole.
I think it's a pretty cool thing at the same time because a lot of people were moving from all types of places to L.A. and like California. Like Warren G's people were from like Alabama or something like that, along with Snoop Dogg's, I think from Missouri or Mississippi. So it's like they got that southern connection right there. But at the same time, it's just like, the cool thing about what comes with all these different types of people from different type of backgrounds pouring into one town is that we have so many different perspectives, like melting into one thing that could become something entirely different. So it's just like that. It's just a matter of just kind of like letting it marinate right now. Yeah. We're in the marination phase. And one thing I'm noticing is that I feel like a lot of people in Charlotte are becoming more bold, or like putting their music out there and everything. Like I had a guy out by the name of Trey Rhodes, and like he runs events and stuff like that. Like he just recently did an event in October called Charlotte Spark, and it was like the 3rd time he set this event up. And like one thing I noticed when I go there, it's just like wow, he really created this extended universe of this network of all types of artists that he'd known and trying to give them a little bit of shine and everything to really like make that event happen, to like perform and everything, and like. It's like we all know each other now. We're all building that network and that community. Yeah. And it's just like I feel like that's a wonderful thing too, because like somebody has to step out to really like set that standard. And we have a DJ Chuck T and everything showing up to a lot of these events. Trey Rose setting up these events. Me talking to a lot of you artists as well and everything. G Rich Show. And then also, like, even Mouthing Out podcasts and everything. Like, we're all starting to, like, step out of bounds, really get something set up for the city. And this is just the middle of the 2020s. Yeah. 2024. Next year's 2025.
Indeed.
So, like, by the end of the 2020s, I predict that Charlotte is definitely going to, like, really create a wave and everything. And, like, the baby already opened that door already as an artist to kind of, like, bring interest to the city. We might have lost the IAA, but doesn't mean we can't make nothing better. I don't want to say replace it, but it's just like we could definitely set that standard to like, bring more interest in the city for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like, artists like you are pretty much making those waves on your own accord with like your experience with touring and everything of that nature.
For sure.
So it's like, in regards to like your project frequency, like what was your creative direction when it came to that project?
It was just the same creative direction, always really make good vibes that feel good, that don't feel heavy, that keep you in the lighter part of your body.
Just pretty much like motivation, just kind of raising one's frequency.
And exactly, and honest too. I just like to make music that's honest, that a person can connect with.
And authentic.
Exactly.
Yeah, that authenticity is like really, really crucial for artists, especially like because we've seen like a lot of people like lie or being like over how can I say, over exaggerate like their gang life and like
Yeah.
that's their identity and so on. So it's hard for people to really like go off like, you know, what's truly them and like their perspectives. And I feel like that's very, very crucial to really let your experiences and your perceptions live out through your music, because there could be a different side of like living that people might not like know of. And that's why I really found to be a huge strength of Tupac. When I first got onto Tupac and everything in middle school and everything, I noticed like he was literally painting pictures of like these scenarios, especially like when Brenda's got a baby and everything. As a middle school kid, I ain't know nobody that was like my age having no kids and nothing like that. But when the way he described it and just how like, you know, poverty can really affect the black community to the point like through this little girl to really have to go through like, you know, like having like a child in the ghetto and like just having to go through prostitution, selling drugs, and just all the ups and downs and everything until she tragically meets her end by the end of the song. He was able to evoke so much emotion in one song. And people didn't even want to put that on the album. Like, you know, the executive didn't, but he did so anyway. And it's just like, now it's like so many different groups of people, whether you're Asian, white, whatever, can now see the perception of like literally like a girl they've never met before, like in the pictures like painted vividly of like what happened to her and her experiences. And even though they have no relation or might not know somebody like that off jump. So it's like in a sense, like it was like activism on his end. Like, because he was raised by a woman, raised by a family of Black Panthers on that too. So it's just like, you know, it's in a sense, it's activism just kind of showcasing that perspective. And it's just very, very important that they actually paint those pictures. And even like when Eminem going into his struggles with his mother and everything, his family falling apart at a very young age, we get to see different lights, like what drives them to their art and everything too. So it's like, you know, that's just like the wonderful thing that I love about hip hop is like they showcase all these perspectives and everything that we like that we connect with, even though we might not have the same experiences as well. Most definitely. So it's like with albums like Frequency and like albums like Lord of the Vibes and everything, and it's just like your creative output. And what would you say is like set in stone for the future of Tigo B?
I'm gonna keep being authentic. I'm gonna keep providing vibes that can't nobody else provide. Just keep being myself.
And what would you say is like what are some words of advice you give to artists trying to make it in like a town as small as like Charlotte? Well, it's not small.
I don't think Charlotte's small.
It's really not. It's actually bigger. It's bigger than Atlanta.
I know
actually,
much smaller towns, but I will say that again, man, just being authentic. And I think I'm gonna say being different, but I think being authentic is being different.
Yes, especially nowadays.
Everybody's a unique person, so if you being as true as you can to yourself, that's gonna make you different.
Yeah, trust me. We all see what happened to Tekashi 69 and everything. Bro was saying he was running with a gang with rainbow hair, my dude. It's like, come on.
Yeah, man.
And everything. I ain't hating on dude. I ain't hating on dude. It's just a cautionary tale. Like you see where putting a false image is gonna get you and everything. And that's what got him stuck up and everything. Bro could have had like a much longer career and impact, and he still gets views and everything like that. But like now it's like your legacy is kind of tainted in a sense, like everything that happened.
Yeah, I don't think. For his sake, I hope he can come back.
Oh yeah,
but
most definitely.
I don't know if it's possible just based off. I don't know if it's possible with a U.S. audience. What I will say is if he has a crazy enough record, he can come back. Hit record, bring anybody back. But without just a powerful record, I don't know if he wins the people over again just because of everything that's happened.
Yeah, and he's still like putting numbers out there, so I'll give him that. Like for sure, like he's still able to like. I've seen I was just looking over his stuff just recently, just like what is this guy on right now? And it's like because it's like you don't know what these people do unless they're in controversy. So like it's good that he's starting to stay away from controversy now, but he's still making music and it's still getting a whole lot of. I saw
he's making more Hispanic music.
Yes, most definitely. But in closing, because we're getting close to like the hour mark now and everything. It's just like what are some words you want to let know the audience before we go off and everything?
I mean, I think I said it all, but again, I just say keep it as authentic as possible. Be as true to yourself as possible. That's gonna open every door that you need. And you're gonna be able to get your message out that way. And then I think that's what everybody want to do. They want to be able to get off their chest the things that they keep inside, whether it's through creativity or, all the other means in which we can express.
Yeah, most definitely. And like in regards to the future of Charlotte, like as a hip hop community, like where do you see like the city of Charlotte in 5 or 10 years?
Man, I don't want to. I'm not ever a 5 or 10 year type guy because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to track that. You know, I can tell you what I hope happens, and I hope that identity is found across the state in general, and I hope that, you know, we can find ourselves in a position where we can be more like a Texas or more like in Atlanta or more like, you know, a place where we can really make some things shake here. And like you said, the baby opened the door, and, you know, it's wide open right now.
It's really wide open. And where would you say, like, in regards to, like, Romeo vegan burgers and everything, like, where would you like to take it, like, in the future?
I mean, you know, as far as we could take it, you know, nationally, internationally, to the moon. Elon Musk said he was going to Mars. Romeo's on Mars.
Man, I don't know. All these billionaires trying to put money in like rockets and robots. It's like, you do realize there's poverty going on right now, right? It's just like, damn, at least build like some libraries, something like that. I would have loved some libraries.
Now you talking about a heart thing, and I don't think making a lot of money ever is a heart thing.
Yeah, no, for real. But it's like, since we pretty much reached our hour threshold and everything, I want to say thank you for this conversation and everything. I feel like I got to learn like a whole lot about you as an artist and everything, and just what you give to the community, like with Romeo vegan burgers and everything, and even with the like your experiences and like, you know, just kind of expressing like, you know, just everything that you had to get situated as an artist, you know, from the tours and everything. I want to appreciate you for expressing yourself on this podcast, taking the time to hop on the Mental Threads podcast. Is there any other final words you want to go to the audience before we get out?
Oh, man, you know, it's all love. The Project Love is out. Frequency is out.
Yep.
Romeo's Vegan Burgers. Come get you some. You know, it's all love, man.
It's really good, y'all. Like,
if you want to follow me, it's TIGOB MUSIC on all social media platforms. Tigo B Music, yeah.
Yes, Tigo B. I want to say thank you for hopping on the Mental Threads podcast.
Brother.
We're sewing in and we're sewing out.
Already. Peace.
It's definitely. All right, that was dope. That was really, really dope.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
No, I appreciate you, bro. Like, seriously, like, when it comes to